Now I know what some of you boys are thinking. You're wondering whether or not you'll chicken out under fire. Don't worry about that. I can assure you that you will all do your duty. The Nazis are the enemies. Wade into them, spill their blood, shoot them in the belly. When you put your hand into a bunch of goo that a moment before was your best friend's face, you'll know what to do. A well-delivered speech can motivate people and put a certain enthusiasm in their bones that can carry them to success. What you have just heard is the opening monologue for the war movie Patton, as General George C. Patton addresses America's Third Army before going off to fight in World War II. Motivational speeches encourage action to be taken after being heard. In the case of the movie Patton, the soldiers are encouraged to fight bravely as patriotic Americans should. Now, here's the speech in its entirety. Now I want you to remember that no bastard ever won a war by dying for his country. He won it by making the other poor dumb bastard die for his country. Men, all this stuff you've heard about America not wanting to fight and wanting to stay out of the war is a lot of horse dung. Americans, traditionally, love to fight. All real Americans love the sting of battle. Now, when you were kids, you all admired the champion marble shooter, the fastest runners, the big league ball players, and the toughest boxers. Americans love a winner and will not tolerate a loser. Americans play to win all the time. Now, I wouldn't give a hoot in hell for a man who lost and laughed. That's why America has not and will never lose a war. Because the very thought of losing is hateful to Americans. Now, an army is a team. It sleeps, eats, fights as a team. This individuality stuff is a bunch of crap. The bilious bastards who wrote that stuff about individuality for the Saturday Evening Post don't know anything more about real battle than they do about fornicating. Now, we have the finest food and equipment, the best spirit, and the best men in the world. You know? My God. I actually pity those poor bastards we're going up against. My God, I do. We're not just going to shoot the bastards. We're going to cut out their living guts and use them to grease the treads of our tanks. We're going to murder those lousy Hun bastards by the bushel. Now, I know what some of you boys are thinking. You're wondering whether or not you'll chicken out under fire. Don't worry about that. I can assure you that you will all do your duty. The Nazis are the enemies. Wade into them, spill their blood, shoot them in the belly. When you put your hand into a bunch of goo that a moment before was your best friend's face, you'll know what to do. Now, there's another thing I want you to remember. I do not want to get any messages saying we are holding our position. We're not holding on to anything. Let the Huns do that. We are advancing constantly, and we're not interested in holding on to anything except the enemies. We're going to grab them by the nose, and we're going to kick them in the ass. We're going to kick the hell out of them all the time, and we're going to go through them like crap through a goose. Now, there's one thing you men will be able to say when you get back, and you will thank God for it. 30 years from now, when you're sitting by the fireside with your grandson on your knee, and he asks you, "What did you do in the Great World War II?" You won't have to say, "Well, I shoveled shit in Louisiana." Alright, now you sons of bitches, you know how I feel. Oh, I will be proud to lead you wonderful guys into battle, anytime, anywhere. That is all.